If you want to get yourself a new tablet for drawing, do not ask yourself, which tablet should I buy? Instead, you should ask yourself, which kind of tablet should I buy? There are many different ways to draw digitally, all of them have good and not so good parts about them. There are many differences that you may have never even considered, and some things that you definitely want to look out for before you buy one. But luckily, I know just a guy who can help you with that. It's me. I'm the guy. Today's video is going to be long, so I'll skip the formalities. My name is Marcel, or Marshall, or Mario, or Michael, or Microwave, depending on who you believe. And I will show you every conventional way that you could use to draw digitally. I will also tell you how much every method usually costs, so that you have a price in mind. And I will give you some recommendations which method you should pick for everyone who wants advice on which tablet and which method is best for you. And most importantly, this video is sponsored by no one. If I recommend a tablet, it's because I think it's the best option. I'm paid by no one here. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and leave them down in the comments. I have an awesome community that's very helpful, but also very dyslexic when it comes to spelling my name. Alright, let's review some tablets. Like a sir. You'd be surprised, but there are a lot of people out there who don't buy a tablet because they just draw on their phone instead. But it all makes sense if you think about it. Buying a pen for your smartphone only costs like a couple of bucks, and since people noticed that you could watch porn on it, the screens only got bigger, so hey, there are a lot of artists who can really put their smartphones to good use. So it doesn't really matter how good your art supplies are, but rather how good you can actually draw. But the thing is, these are people who have already learned how to draw on an actual tablet, so they are not beginners. If you want to get into drawing, I can see how working on a phone screen like this would frustrate you to no end. But even if you had the patience, getting into drawing like this is nothing I would recommend with a tiny pen like this. And especially not with your fingers. There's a reason as to why you don't see the most well-known artists drawing on a phone. Getting into drawing means that you need to learn how to construct things, shape design, and line quality. Drawing this way is only going to make it harder on yourself. If you consider drawing on a phone, you might as well start drawing traditionally. You'll improve a lot faster that way. I just wouldn't recommend drawing like this because A, you can't learn how to properly construct your drawings, B, working like this seems like my absolute worst nightmare, and C, because I can hear my spine withering away when I just think about drawing like this. So getting into digital art like this is like beating Elden Ring with a dance mat. You could do it, but why would you do it to yourself? So, who is this method for? You could start like this if your budget is like $5 and you absolutely hate drawing on paper. I can see how this could be a niche thing. Like maybe you just want to do some quick tattoo designs or something else that you don't want to buy a whole tablet just for that. Or maybe doodling right now is your current hyperfixation for the next couple of days. However, if you want to draw like I do, or if you just want to get into drawing properly, you need to at least have a decent area to draw on. Not just some phone screen. A common issue for beginner artists is that people often draw too small, and drawing on your phone doesn't exactly help with that either. Hear me out. I know this is not what you want. You want a fancy iPad, you know, something with a screen, like my tablet, for example. But what if I told you that I'm actually using my tablet like this? That's right, I actually went back to drawing blind a couple of years ago without using the screen of my tablet at all. You'd be really surprised by how many pros work like this without a screen. My favorite example here is always Bahi JD, an Austrian artist who's an absolute beast. I'm pretty sure you've seen his animations before because he's an absolute juggernaut in the anime industry. And this is the tablet he uses. And yet he's still one of the best artists in the whole industry. So this is what happens when Austrian artists are actually successful, huh? And you know what we both have in common? Right, we draw a lot, like 80 plus hours a week in some instances. And if that's the case, you really don't want to have a posture like this. To me, that's the biggest plus with a screenless tablet. You don't look down all the time, but you can instead look at the screen that's right in front of your face. you know, like the rest of us. And as you've seen before, it's not like this kind of tablet is only for beginners. I actually know quite a lot of artists who prefer drawing with a screenless tablet like this. Most of them are animators, aka people who draw a lot. And yeah, obviously these tablets cost a lot less than your regular iPad. You can get them for like $50 or something. You can just connect them to your PC or laptop via USB, and that's it. The obvious con here is handling. Yeah, it took me like 2 or 3 days of practicing until I really got the hang out of it. Drawing like this is tricky at first, that's just a fact. That's the main reason why these tablets are so unpopular. I totally get that. But like I said, once I got used to it, I didn't feel any difference at all from other tablets. Every digital artwork and every animation you saw from me in the last couple of years was made like this, and my spine can't recommend it enough. So, should you buy a tablet like this? Well, if you're not sure if you'll be drawing for longer than a couple of weeks anyway, this would be a nice chance to give it a shot without sinking too much money into it. I actually think these kinds of tablets can literally be used by everyone though. Not only beginners, but you can also use these tablets for years and years, even if you're a pro already. Like I said, you can get a small one for like 40 or 50 bucks. And I linked some of my personal favorites down in the info box. No advertisement, just a recommendation. If you should get a tablet like this or not, all comes down to how patient you are as a person. Like I said, if you can get yourself to learning how to draw on one of these for like a day or two, I think you have everything that you would need to start out. But if you're still like, I don't care about my posture, I only want tablets with screens, well, I'm not gonna stop you. Next up would be a tablet that you also hook up to your PC, but instead of being screenless, you can actually see what you're doing on your tablet. This is what I'm using for almost a decade now, and I never had any issues here. Like I said before, I'm not really using the screen here anymore, but that's what most people love about it. Being able to draw on the screen is the main selling point for monitor tablet. This obviously makes it a lot more expensive, so these usually start at like 300 bucks for the medium-sized ones. Sky's the limit here. You could get yourself monitor tablets that are like twice the size. Just expect the price tag to be also twice the size as well. I personally don't really like giant tablets anyway. Working on something like this always made my shoulder ache after like a week or two, because you need to cover so much space while drawing. So I always stuck to my medium 16-inch tablet because, well, insert obvious size doesn't matter joke here. What's also nice is that you don't really have to worry about all the technical details. If you were to buy something like an iPad, you would always have to keep in mind how much RAM it has, which GPU would be fast enough, how much memory you would need on your device, yada yada yada. Also, chances are it is going to be outdated by next decade. Maybe it'll get slower after a couple of years, maybe you run out of space, but these are headaches that I don't really have to deal with in this case. In the end, these monitor tablets are just screens that you hook up to your computer. You can't go very wrong here. I also think longevity is a big plus. I've switched computers a lot within the last 7 or 8 years, but I never needed to buy a new tablet because it's basically just an additional screen that works with basically every computer. And I also think I won't get a new tablet anytime soon. This thing right here is probably going to last me another decade or so. I've been pretty much always sketching out my artworks on this very device before I print them out and paint them with watercolor. Also, if you saw some artworks that you might like, chances are pretty good you can get some prints of them in my online shop at DrawlikeaSir.com/shop. Sorry for the shameless plug. And if you're now like, yeah, a monitor tablet, that's exactly what I want, but which one do I buy? Do I buy one from Huion or XP Pen or Gaomon? And to be honest, I got to review all of them by now and I barely noticed any difference. It's like with smartphones. There might be a couple of small differences, but the big brands all fulfill their basic needs and they are probably all made in the same Chinese factory anyway, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Important disclaimer though, tablets without a screen are perfectly portable if you want to work with a laptop or something on the go, but the ones with a screen run with extra power cables, so this thing's nothing that you could whip out at a coffee shop or something. And before we address the question of, is this kind of tablet for me, should I buy it, I just wanted to ask you guys if you minded leaving a like. It just takes you guys a quick second and I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Now, I would say you could get a tablet like this if drawing isn't your hyperfixation of the week, but you actually want to draw for the next couple of years and you really want to get serious with making art. Starting out with monitor tablets is a lot more convenient because you're drawing directly on the screen instead of just drawing blind. So I guess it all comes down if you're okay with the price tag or not, because like I said, I think most of these work just fine and mine has lasted me for like a decade now. Also, 300 or 400 bucks is a lot of money, yes, but drawing's a hobby and hobbies can sometimes be expensive. There are more expensive hobbies out there like photography or skiing. So all things considered, I don't think this price tag is outrageous or something. I think you're getting a really solid bang for your buck here and I can only recommend it. My favorite monitor tablets are linked down below again, and just like before, not sponsored. Okay, but what about a tablet with a screen that also has a computer installed to it? You know, like a computer, but as a tablet. And yeah, there are decent tablets like this. Just be aware that we're not dealing with budget-friendly stuff here anymore, so you're basically buying a computer or a laptop here. Therefore, these prices are usually in the 4 digits. We're talking like 1,000 to 1,200 bucks if you want something decent. I don't think I need to talk much about these. What you see is what you get. You're basically buying a new laptop. Keep in mind, I'm not talking about mobile tablets like an iPad. I'll be talking about that one next. This thing right here is a device that you're getting if you want an actual computer with Windows installed on it. And that's basically all you need to know here. I prefer working on a computer instead of working on a tablet, but I know that that's not for everyone. So who is this thing for? I tested these out and I thought they were really solid. So if you're looking for a new laptop anyways, this is a big recommend. Obviously, this thing is expensive since you're not just buying a tablet but a whole ass PC. And that means that you have all of the aforementioned tech stuff to keep in mind. How long is this thing gonna last me? Which GPU do I need? How much disk space does it have? Etc. Other than that, I can't think of a lot of downsides here. So yeah, if you're looking for a new laptop and you like to work on your computer instead of a tablet, this thing is for you. And for everyone else who just wanted to get their feet wet when it comes to drawing digitally, well, I don't think you've watched this far anyway. Here's the elephant in the room, a mobile tablet. For example, an iPad or the Samsung Galaxy Tab. These almost need no introduction. You guys all know what a tablet is. It's portable, it doesn't need a PC attached to it. It either has Android installed or it's outrageously pricey, aka it runs on iOS. And the price tag, well, you could get one for dirt cheap, like I'm talking 100 bucks. Or you could get one for over 1,000, aka the iPad. It all comes down to what you need, but I can assure you that a new tablet for under 200 bucks is not going to make you very happy. Like 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigabytes of disk space. That thing's not a tablet, that's a calculator with a screen attached to it. Okay, but for real now, I guess a tablet like that is also okay if you want to get your feet wet. Just don't expect it to come with a stylus or last very long. I think mid-ranged price devices for like 400 or 500 bucks are the best value for money here. And every tablet over 600 bucks just seems like too much of a luxury item, at least to me. Again, some recommendation for mid-price tablets are down in the info box, hashtag not sponsored. I think these things are awesome. There's a reason why almost everyone's using them. I just prefer working on a computer. While drawing digitally, I always need my keyboard because I work with shortcuts a lot, especially when I do animation. That's not really something you can do on a tablet without extra equipment and extra steps. So yeah, that's just why I never really got used to using one. And also because of the whole posture thing. But should you buy one? Okay, one final time, should you buy a mobile tablet like this? First of all, this is the perfect solution to draw digitally on the go. Like, it's not even close. If you want to have an all-in-one package that you can take everywhere and draw with, this is the best option you have. I think this is especially interesting for everyone who also doesn't want to have to deal with all the techie stuff. Like, you don't need to calibrate or install or use additional software or something. With a tablet like this, it's just plug and play, turn it on, and it works. Other than that, I think these these tablets are basically for everyone. Obviously, pros use them for their artworks, but working on a tablet like this is really self-explanatory. So I think beginners will also have a really good time with these. If you are a beginner though, you might want to think about whether you would like to pursue drawing in the long term. After all, it would be pretty expensive to spend money on a hobby that you're only going to pursue for a month. So if you want to start out with equipment this pricey right from the get-go, well, that's up to you. Okay, now, after all of that, which kind of tablet should you get? Well, like I said before, I think tablets are a lot like smartphones. They are all fine, they all do the same basic thing, it just depends on how much convenience you want and how big your budget is. If you're fine with drawing on a screenless tablet that's limited to a computer, you can get started with like 50 bucks. But if you want to have something really nice with a big screen, you can easily spend like 10 times the amount. Bottom line, I've seen good artists on all of these devices, so maybe besides drawing on your phone, I would recommend all of these methods. And this comment that I found just sums it up better than I ever could. You'll have to learn how to draw on all of them, no matter which one you get. And if you still have any questions, just go ahead and leave a comment with your question. And also try to answer some questions if you see one down in the comments. Maybe you can help some beginners out as well. And speaking of beginners, I made a tutorial on how to get started drawing digitally. You can even follow it if you have never drawn digitally before. It's step by step and it's really easy to understand. So, click it. Click it right now. Click on the video. Click it.